Turning now to Marino Fardelli. Just one first question to you first. You too are a holder of a digital ID card, I believe.
Yes. That's a national issue, not just a local one when it comes to Italy as a country. But we do realize often what we've heard sounds familiar to me, because a lot of people have difficulties of various kinds. Two major difficulties I'd like to highlight. The digital divide that is cultural, that is to say the elderly, people who are adult, and the digital divide that's structural, and that's as regards young people. And we've seen that during the pandemic when it comes to education, remote learning. And there's certain areas, unfortunately, in Italy where they don't have high-speed connections, they don't have fiber, and when we get complaints from citizens, and they often focus on those issues, as Madis from Estonia was saying, when it comes to the digital ID card for elderly, for people who are in hospitals or people behind bars or people with disabilities. And also to respond to your question, I have to say that this digital citizenship, which is meant to simplify the relations between citizens and government, and there's problems of discrimination, as was said, in cultural terms, and also, how do you put it, structural terms. So we've realized that there's also problems in terms of, well, there's a number of practical difficulties that we've drawn to the attention of the Italian government. So we have seen that they have reacted, so we do have hope.
Yes, absolutely. As you were saying, it's also about having the possibility for ombudsmen in Italy to work and make proposals at the national level, but also to work at the European level. I know that you are working together with France because President Emmanuel Macron signed an agreement with Premier Mattarella, and so I wondered what the idea between cooperation actually means. What does that mean for Europe?
Yes. Within our national coordination table of ombudsmen, it's a bit different from the rest of Europe. We have a national table, as we call it, that works, and we all cooperate, and we put together a proposal, and you might have found a copy of it in English and French and German here in paper at the table outside. So when it comes to our ombudsman system is present and wants to do its job throughout Italy. And the intention is to work close together with the Italian government, because as ombudsmen, we want to make them alive to the problems and the key issues. For instance, privacy. Privacy is an issue, and in particular when it's a matter of people having to have other people operate on their behalf, the issue of proxies. And when it comes to the public administrations, a little is said about smart working, home working, and there's I think there's a lot that we can contribute in that regard vis-a-vis our governments. And we also communicate with the municipalities. The mayor of Strasbourg is here, and there too we need a new type of dialogue. We, as ombudsmen, do get together with Italian mayors, but often they see us as a cog in the wheel that's just going to slow things down, when it's the opposite, when we can help them and speed things up. And when it comes to our relations with the European Ombudsman, following these 2 days, we are looking forward to further discussions and to make further contributions. Now, earlier you were talking about relations with France. Yes, that is something that is desirable. With Claire Edon, the French defender of the rights, and that was in the wake of the treaty between the French and the Italian president. So it's a matter of exchanging best practices between our country. And just if you give me 10 seconds, I'd like to say this by way of a closing sentence. We're present. Gabi Morandella is here from the autonomous province of Bolzano, and we want to contribute to this whole process. And picking up on what Reiner van Zupen said from the Netherlands, I agree with you when it comes to returning to human contact. So not just digital tools, but we do hope, and especially at the municipal level, that there can be a methodology a bit better. And having physical presence, when it comes to how best to interact with people. I don't want to do any advertising here, but McDonald's is a good example. Mac Live, a way to connect to citizens. And there you have the cash registers, and then you've got the various languages that are available on display. So that way, these are could be good interfaces for public administrations. Thank you very much, and thank you for that metaphor.